Hi, this is Mindy Fiskus, Digital Access Coordinator with the Learning Technology Centers of Illinois. And I'm here today to give you a short demo on how to file an E-rate 470 for fiber connectivity to a district. Our options today are looking at leased lit fiber connections, both bundled options, and transport back to an ISP, in this case, the state network. So big thank you goes out to Hudsonville School District for being our example today. So thank you, Julie. We're going to click on FCC Form 470 from our landing page on the E-rate portal. And that will begin our 470 application. Here we're going to name our application. You can name it whatever you would like. We usually name ours Hudsonville CUSD 1 470 FY 18 19. And I know this is funding year 18 for USAC, but it's the 18-19 school year. So that helps us to define what year we're talking about in our application. So that looks good to you, Julie? Okay, great. So we're going to click Save and Continue in the bottom corner. The next page should give us a little bit of information about our district. So we see here the build entity number for the district, which looks correct. This is a public school district, and there are 2 buildings in the district. And so we're going to click Save and Continue to confirm that. Our following page lists a consultant information if your district has a consultant. In this case, we do not, and Julie here is the main contact person for the district superintendent who also files the E-rate. So save and continue again on that page. We have the option of doing our 470 for Category 1 and Category 2 service. You can put them both on the same form. For our example today, we're going to stick just with Category 1 so we can show you those basic lit fiber examples. I'm going to choose Category 1 and then click Save and Continue. And it will ask us if we want to upload an RFP. In our case, we do not have an RFP prepared, but if you do have an extensive build or a lot of details that you want to provide out to those bidding on your request, you could say yes here, and that will open up a box where you could drop your RFP. I would suggest a PDF so that we are sure that all of your providers can read that document. An RFP is not a particular legal document in this case. It is just any document that could provide more information on the services you are requesting. So sometimes that is a map of the building itself if you're looking for a wiring project, or maybe some just details or schematics of the district and where your buildings are laid out for a fiber build like the one we're doing today. Ours is a pretty simple example. Both of our buildings exist on the same property, and so we are going to say there's no RFP and just submit the 470 as our RFP. So here we have where we put our service request. And again, this is just Category 1. If we had chosen both Category 1 and Category 2, we would find that Category 2 section below. There is a section where you would put new service requests and then a narrative for that entire category. So we're going to enter in new service request, a couple of different things here. So what we're looking for here for Hudsonville School District is fiber connectivity. So we're looking for a build to the district that would either be a bundled service, so we would get internet access and transport bundled in fiber to the district, or a fiber connection that's just transport that would take us out to a local ISP, another entity such as a state network. So we're going to choose leased lit fiber because that is what we are seeking. Notice that there was not an option of leased lit transport or leased lit bundled. They are combined in one, and you have to note which one you're seeking in your narrative. So in our case, we're going to say we want one circuit, which is one line to our building for leased lit fiber, and we're going to choose a minimum of 100 megabytes, which is what the district currently has, and a maximum capacity of 1 gigabyte. And the reason why we're doing such a range is twofold. One, we really want to see the price differences between the 100 megabit all the way up to the gig. And if there are any price breaks there, if we could get more for our money, that's definitely something we're interested in. And rumor has it that we could maybe get a better deal at the 1 gigabyte rate than say at the 750. The second reason is that this is the first year of a potential 5-year contract. And over time, we may want to upgrade through our 5-year window. And so by listing a wider range, we're able to upgrade in year 3 or 4 without going back and filing another 470. So we're going to choose 1 gig here to give us a wide range to choose from. and we're going to choose both buildings in the district being served. So there's 2 entities served. Now, these 2 radial buttons are kind of important. The top one here says, are you seeking installation? And in our case, there is probably going to have to be a build to get out to this district. So we're going to say, yes, we are seeking installation. If we chose no here, it's implying that we already have connectivity at our district and that we're looking to continue that connectivity. So if you're looking for a new provider and to look at all of your options, please choose yes under seeking installation and activation. Also underneath that, we are seeking maintenance and technical support, and we're going to choose yes here just in case this shows up on our bids, and then we know it will be eligible for E-rate services. So we're going to come down here to the bottom and click add to add that service request. And again, I mentioned we were interested in a combination of a combined lit fiber solution and also the transport. So here in my narrative, I'm going to say leased lit fiber will be considered as a bundled solution or as a transport solution. Back to an ISP. So this says, I will consider bundled solutions, lit fiber and transport bundled, or I will consider lit fiber as a transport solution back to an ISP. In a second, we'll come up and file for that. So we're going to click add new service request. And this time we're going to say, I want just the ISP service. And the ISP service will allow us to get just that. Please note while we're in here, there is a recommendation of internet access and transport bundled. That would refer to copper and other traditional services. So that would be a Metro E line, a T1 or T3 line, as well as a wireless point-to-point solution or a cable connection. So that is the internet access and transport bundled fall under that category. We are seeking fiber, which is a scalable solution. Also, there is transport only, no ISP included. And that again is those traditional services, but transport only. When we are seeking lease lit fiber, there's not the option of saying transport, lease lit fiber transport, lease lit fiber bundled. It's all in that one category. In this case, we're going to choose internet access and ISP service only for that connectivity in case that fiber is just transport. We're going to match up the minimum and maximum capacity to our other bid so we can make sure we have just enough internet to cover the transport that we've asked for. And again, we have 2 entities, and there probably will not be an activation or configuration included in an ISP service, but just in case there is, we're again going to check these buttons and click add. So now you can see here on our services, we are covered for lease lit fiber, bundled, or transport, and we're also covered for internet access ISP service only. Hopefully our state network or one of the other ISP providers in the state will come back to us to show us a solution for that. Hopefully those who can provide us fiber solutions will show us bids on both transport and bundled solutions so we can get that price difference. Now, in the case for this district, we are pretty sure there is going to be a fiber build or a special construction required. And so on that, we're going to make a little note here that says any special construction to get fiber to the district should be listed as a separate amount have to learn to spell there. It's the letter, I think. Yep. Separate amount on the bid. And the reason why we want this listed as a separate amount is because when we get to the 471, we will have to list that as 2 separate FRNs this year. One for the special construction and one for the monthly cost. It also will make us eligible for the state matching grant here in the state of Illinois. And so if we have that special construction spelled out, we may be able to apply for state support for that. Down here, once you have said that you will require some installation and configuration, you're given an option of an installment plan. So the FCC has provided a rule that states providers, even if the FCC is paying their 70% or 80% upfront, you as the district are given multiple years to pay your portion back. And so in this case, we want the optimal amount, and I'm not sure why there's two boxes here, but we're clicking 4 on both. We want to be able to break that cost down over 4 years, and we want to look at that as a monthly cost. So what we will see in our bids is something that shows us the total special construction cost, and then if we are to pay that off, what that will be monthly over 4 months. So in this case, we can apply for that state match, and if that for some reason falls through, we can have 4 years of monthly payments, and we'll know what those look like. Again, a 470 is a wish list of sorts, so anything that we apply for here on the 470 does not lock us into anything. If we get the bids back for this district and it is just too much for us to handle financially, and the state match is not readily available to help us with those costs, we can back out at any time. So nothing locks you in when filing a 470. You're just asking for bids and requests to see what that might cost. So again, it looks like we're pretty good on this page, listed everything that we're interested in here, and click Save and Continue. Now, we do know that this district has a current access that they are applying for. We're going to file a separate 470 for that. So we're going to have one 470 for the current connectivity in case we choose to continue that, and then this separate 470 for the option of looking at new fiber. If you're comfortable with it, you can put all of those on one 470. I just like to break it down and make it a little cleaner. We also choose to file a separate 470 here for Category 2 funding if we had any left at this district, but we did a pretty good job of spending most of that money in the 5-year window last year on our application. So this page will ask, is there a technical contact person at the district? If it is the same person and there's not a different person, you would say no here, which is the case here. All questions should come through, Ms. Julie. But if there is a technical person at your district, if you have a technology coordinator who's different than the person filing, you could say yes here, and it would allow you to either search someone in the system or enter information about that person. So if you have another person to answer questions that works for your district, a technical person or network person, you can put them in here. Save and continue in the bottom right again. And it will ask you, are there any state or local procurement requirements? In this case, there are no local extra requirements that we are aware of. Oh, sorry, no. It would help if I click the right button. And on this page, we're going to click now Review FCC Form 470. So that's it. We filled out all of the information that we need to fill out for here. One trick about this 470 program is to know that in this application, it generates a PDF for infinity, unless you do click that refresh button. So you need to click that refresh button sometimes a couple of times before you see that document. And hopefully we can get a PDF generated here and be able to show you what it looks like in a printable format. Again, when working with the Erate program, you are certifying later in this form and on multiple forms that you are keeping all of your information for your 470 for 10 years. That is a requirement of the program. And so you can see here we have a PDF. It's going to download it real quick. I'll pull that up so you can see it. So this is a PDF of our document we filed. Again, it lists all the district information. It says that lease lit fiber with all the details we need here, and that ISP service only, and the 2 options of fiber, either bundled or transport back to an ISP. So we have both options available here, and any special construction to the district should be listed as a separate amount on the bid. So everything looks good here. Going down the page, we can see there's no extra information necessary. It's just a couple different pages. So I would recommend that you go ahead and print this document, and we go ahead and send that to a printer and get that hard copy printed out and put in that file to keep for 10 years. So once that all looks okay and you do that, we're going to check this box here. And Julie, I'm going to let you click continue to certification there. There we go. And it says this function will send you to certification. In this case, we're going to click yes. And I just want to walk you quickly through the certifications. The first one says that, yes, you are a school and you are eligible for the program. The second one would say we are going to wait 28 days before considering and picking a vendor here. That is required by the program. This one certifies that you have reviewed and are abiding by all local procurement restrictions that you're aware of, and that that no one filing the form has been convicted of a crime. So we're going to put that one down. This one, here's that 10-year requirement that I talked about. So this does say that you certify that you're keeping paperwork for 10 years. So we're going to print that out and put it in the folder and put that there in our file cabinet. And this one down here says, I acknowledge the support is conditional upon the free and reduced lunch level of my district. So when we get to our 471, it will calculate for us our discount level, and that is based on the National School Lunch Program poverty notations. So basically, the more students you have eligible for free and reduced lunch, the more money that you can get from the program. And so it acknowledges that you're aware of that. And if a group of people in your community win the lottery and are no longer eligible for those services, that will decrease your discount level. So after all of these are said, you would just click certify down here in the corner, and I'm going to let Julie do that. But thank you for joining us all today for our example. Please note, if you have any questions or comments, need some support with Erate, you can reach out to the Learning Technology Centers. That is www.ltcillinois.org, and my name is Mindy Fiscus. You can reach me at mfiscus, Fiscus, at ltcillinois.org. Thanks for joining us today.